Welcome back, Jayhawks fans, to Over 50. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. Subscriptions would really help me out. If you like the video, hit the like button. Share this video with your friends out there. Comment down below. And we just saw Kansas win a game that you could argue and say that they probably shouldn't have won it, because if they could have hit their free throws, this game would not have been a game with 1 minute to go. But I'm going to come out and say Zach Clemence played an amazing game. The stat column or the stat sheet might not reflect it. He did hit a big three, a step out three from the top of the key, but his defense on Tanner Groves kept that guy who was, hitting threes when they needed threes. When Oklahoma needed a three, that guy was hitting them. His defense was spot on. And I think it's going to make David McCormick a much better player. And I think if Kansas wins the national championship, it's all going to be tied to the play of Zach Clemence, the freshman from Sunrise Christian out of Wichita. But if you look at the stats, Kansas has really got to figure out how to start making their free throws. As I said earlier, free throws at the end of the game were huge, and Kansas wasn't hitting them the entire game. 57%, if you're kind and round up, from 56.5%. What I think won this game for Kansas, though, and I've been saying this all along, is the rebounding margin. If they win the rebounding battle, they tend to do quite well, and they'll win games. And Kansas had 32 rebounds, Oklahoma only 26. When Kansas is close to being tied with their opponent, or they lose the rebounding battle, or the rebounding margin is not in their favor, they tend to lose games. Let's dive into the stats. Jalen Wilson shot well from the free throw line, 5 out of 6. Of course, he missed one that at the end of the game, which would have made the score 70-69, which would have meant Oklahoma would have had to go for a three, and then you can always, foul or not foul, that would come into play. But that didn't come into play because he missed the free throw. But Christian Brown, who's arguably the team's best free throw shooter statistically, he shot 50% from the line. Now, I understand at the end of the game, you get tired. I played basketball. At the end of the game, I didn't shoot as well as I did from, in the beginning. But, Kansas has got to find a way to make more free throws. David McCormick had a good game. He started out gangbusters. I mean, they were going to him almost every time. It was like they were going to establish him down low. 11 points, 4 rebounds. It doesn't seem like a big stat line because Zach Clemence came in and played so much. And if you look at Clemence's stat line, like I said, it doesn't reflect a lot. But 3 points, 3 rebounds. He made his only shot, and it was a three. He missed both free throws, but that'll come. I mean, he had his first practice, I think it was yesterday, and that was after missing 9 games, basically 3 weeks with an injury. So Zach Clemence, he made this game. He made a huge difference for Kansas. If you look at Oklahoma's stats, the Groves brothers, they just tend to find a way to usually make things difficult, but in this game, that wasn't the case. I mean, Tanner Groves had 19 points, 5 rebounds, but his brother basically did nothing. I mean, he had a foul, he had 3 rebounds. Mitch Lightfoot wasn't that effective, and I'm wondering if he's a little injured because he took an elbow from Tanner Groves, and they let that play go, and then they called a foul on Lightfoot later, and this was like in the first half. And you didn't see a lot of Lightfoot from there on. So Lightfoot's stat line, doesn't reflect a whole lot. I mean, he missed 1 shot, and the only shot he took, he had a nice block. It would have been nice if he could have blocked it off the backboard, and it could have turned into a fast break. But all in all, this game was a good game, entertaining. Kansas wins again. Oklahoma is really struggling to make a case for the NCAA tournament. At 14-10, 4-7 in the conference, that's just not going to cut it. They have some good wins over Arkansas and Florida, but all in all, I just don't see Oklahoma being there in the tournament. If we look at Kansas's schedule coming up, their next game, they had that kind of unfortunate loss at Texas, so that's going to kind of sting a little bit still, but they have Oklahoma State in the PHOG, then they go to West Virginia, and they're at home to Kansas State. So big Monday, Oklahoma State in the PHOG, ESPN, 9 o'clock. Jayhawks fans, celebrated a great game. It was nice to see the Jayhawks pull it out. And until Monday evening, when hopefully the Jayhawks win again, take care and rock chalk.